Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to end the videos. Another paid request, this time from Walter. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon to be a reaction, commentary, topic, tier list, review, re-review, commentary, video game playthrough, what have you. And yeah, he sent this through my PayPal. Thank you so much. Links for those are down below in the info box if you're interested. He didn't mention to read this. I would like you to react to my ranking of the Chucky films and also to hear what you would rank them. He mentions that he enjoys all of them but number 8. And his ranking is number 8, See the Chucky, because he thought the humor was weird. He didn't like the Glenn or Tiffany stuff, but he likes Brad Dourif. Number 7, Cult of Chucky. Number 6, the remake. So from 7 to 1 he likes Cult of Chucky. The remake he likes number 6. He would like a sequel to it, which I would not have minded, but they won't because the film didn't do that well and people hated it. Number 5, Curse of Chucky, he liked it. Number 4, Bride of Chucky, fun moments. He knows the humor might turn some people off though. Number 3, the original. He thinks Chucky was more fun in sequels, but this is a good start. Number 2, Child's Play 3. It's risen on his list. That's number 2. And number 1, Child's Play 2, thinks it's really good. So again, he likes the first. He doesn't like See the Chucky because of the weird humor. But number 7, Cult. Number 6, the remake. Number 5, Curse of Chucky. Number 4, Bride of Chucky. Number 3, the original. Number 2, Child's Play 3. Number 1, Child's Play 2. Well, first off, your top 3. My top 3 would include those movies. Let's see. Remake, I would rise it up. Bride, I would put it down. Curse and Cult are near the bottom. It was tough, like, my ranking, because I do like the first 3, but I'm sitting there going, well, which do I really like the best? Because I like them kind of evenly for different reasons. So I would say if I have to pick, number 1, I would pick Child's Play, the original. I think just Catherine Hicks as the mom, and then you got the detective, Chris Sarandon. Those two performances, those two actors, I think really elevate the movie. I think Tom Holland did his best to try to make a menacing feel to the doll, which is a very tough act to do. But I think the composer helped with that. So you have shots of like Chucky's legs walking down and trying to hide the doll when it can. I do have problems. The whole voodoo thing. The doll, I always keep thinking that, like, why did the one guy have a doll of himself? But they said, well, actually, Chucky created that doll. I'm like, oh, okay, he created the voodoo doll. It's just I was a bit confused because he said you shouldn't have stuff lying around. The way he said that line made it seem like the guy had a doll of himself, but I guess the voodoo stuff, so I could just create a doll and do it quickly. The thing is that when you're able to have your killer do that, then you're thinking, well, why does he just do that to Andy and break the kid's legs? Like, if you could have this doll and just, you could create a doll and just break the guy's bones. Oh, Andy, you want to keep running from me? Okay, you little fucker. There goes your legs. Hey, Detective Norris, here's your head. So it does bring a lot of questions as to why he doesn't just do that. But other than that, I do think that Tom Holland had the more effective filmmaking of the Child's Play films. With the way he staged certain scenes, The knife trying to go through the car seat during that car chase with some really nice stunt work. The kid, Alex Vincent, I think is his best performance. The kid having to go through all this topsy turvy stuff that's pretty intense for a little kid to get through. Catherine Hicks, I do like her. I liked her in Star Trek 4. I liked her in this. She's a very sweet, loving mother. The score, like the way it ends, where the door's ready to close, but it freeze frames right as the door's ready to close on them. And the piece of music they have at the end is a very eerie piece of music that really sells the ending. The fact that Chucky just won't go down and they just burn it and they shoot in the heart and it's like they each get their moments to kill Chucky. It's like the kid gets his moment, then the mom gets his moment, then Chris Ranning gets their moment. So it feels like all three of them kill Chucky. That one I probably say is my favorite. Number two, honestly, I would say probably. I would say Child's Play 2 is my favorite or second favorite. But the reason I'm taking time is I want to make sure if I want to choose this. I'd probably say Child's Play 3 is my second favorite. I think because I like the military academy, and that makes the first half more interesting. I like Justin Whalen as Andy Barkley. And again, the whole military school brought at least a different feel to it. The ending of the amusement park is very memorable. I always remember the scene where he changes the bullets to from the fake ones to the real ones, and just how much he fucks people up with that. And the fact that it took like a character that usually I wouldn't like or would give a shit about, you know, the sort of nerdy looking guy that's with uh, Andy's character, his roommate, and then he does like this courageous act and jumps on the grenade and self-sacrifice. I'm like, wow, that you really made me feel for this guy, and he did such a courageous thing. And I'm like, god damn, man, poor guy. I wish he lived. Like, I don't know. That doesn't usually happen with those type of movies, so I commend it for doing that. And I even like the music, like the very beginning, very end, the kind of intense. So I do like Child's Play 3. I think it's a bit underrated. And then number 3, I would put Child's Play 2. I love the finale of Child's Play 2. I think that really seals the deal of it being a worthy sequel, and I think the effects on Chucky is better compared with the first one. That's probably the best Chucky looked. The first half of the film, I think it takes a bit to get going because you're in this foster family, and the mom and dad foster family, they're not nearly as likable as Catherine Hicks. That's part of the point, to be fair, because at least then you got the older sister, Kyle. I forget the actress's name, which I did like her. But it does take a bit for it to get going in the first half. But I do think there's a couple good effects moments with Chucky. Like the scene where he's going up with the ruler with the teacher is a really good effect by Kevin Yeager and his team. Brad Dourif does a nice job voicing the character. Alex Vincent does another capable job as Andy, just not as... He does perfectly fine. I think just his character isn't given as with the first one as much. And I think it's just that at the end, Andy, no one believes him, and again, you know, he's not trying to make him believe, and We've kind of been around this rodeo before. At least in the third one, he's older, so he could do a bit more. And the military academy gives him a bit more obstacles for him to overcome. But the finale is what really brings that film to the doll factory. I would say if you're asking me which film had the best finale, it would be Child's Play 2. I love the maze of dolls everywhere. It's a great visual look to it. And I like the two characters in there. And Chucky, just the gore of him ripping his own arm off and put a blade into it. I think it's very effective. I think it's maybe Brad Dourif's best voice performance is Chucky. So I would say Child's Play 1, then Child's Play 3, then Child's Play 2. Then the remake. I actually quite like the remake. I like that one a different approach of Chucky actually wanting to be Andy's friend. And then he's kind of taught wrong. And he's like trying to do the right thing, but he doesn't quite know what that right thing is. So it has a little bit of tragedy to the character. Overall, I would say, I also think it's a nice looking movie in terms of the lighting in certain sequences. You got some decent gore in there. I like the toy department finale, the toy store. I wish there was more to it though. I think they could have gone further with the body count and mayhem. I think Chucky, if he was able to control the other dolls, and had a bunch of other Chucky dolls, like you saw a lot more of that, I should say. But you got the drone, but a lot more of that, like controlling the other Chucky. Like he controls like the bear-looking one, but I wish there were a lot more to it. And they try to do like Stranger Things, but then the friends, I didn't really get a lot of time of those friends liking our lead character. So it's like I don't really buy them as friends. But I did like the lead kid. I thought he did a really good, effective job. And it's a fuckload better than Megan. Fuckload, which Megan stole everything the remake did. It fucking stole it. And added a shitty TikTok dance. And people love it. I don't get it. So that's number 4. I guess number 5, I would say Bride of Chucky. Although I'm not a fan of it. I probably liked it okay. I liked it okay back in the day, to be fair. But the humor just does not work for me nowadays. I'd appreciate some of Ronnie Yu's stylistic direction. So it made it seem and look different compared to other Chucky films. I could appreciate trying to do something different, not the same thing over and over again. But I don't like Jeffrey Tilly. So I don't give a shit about the Bride of Frankenstein reference. I do not give a fuck about Tiffany. The two teen characters, isn't it Katherine Heigl, one of them? I didn't give a shit about that couple. If they lived or died, I didn't give a rat's ass. I can appreciate some of the gore. I can appreciate some of the style. The Easter eggs, like other killer memorabilia, is in the police lockup, along with the Chucky doll. I can see what they're trying to do. I can appreciate it. It's just nowadays, them having sex. I'm all rubber. I probably thought the joke was funny the first time I saw it. Nowadays, I'm like, okay. Like, maybe a one-time, but in repeated viewings is kind of more cringe than anything. At least for me, which I prefer the first 3 and their tone. And there's a start of that shit where, you get seed and stuff. So I guess I would say that's 5. So now it's Cult, Curse, and Seed. God, I don't know, man. I hate all 3 of them so badly for different reasons. Number 6, I'm going to say, as of right now, Seed. Because it's fucking bad, but I can laugh at it. Glenn It's fucking kung fu. Thinking he's Chinese, he's made in China. You pissed your pants, you pissed your pants. Some of this other shit trying to look in the eye at Hollywood. Uh, John Waters having a cameo. It's goofy, it's stupid, it's silly, it's just not as boring as the other two. Then I'm gonna put Cult and Curse, and they could go either way, but Curse I put as the worst. This is the most fucking boring one. Because that shows that director, Don Mancini, Don Fettuccine, I don't think he's not as good of a writer as he thinks he is. I think he got lucky with the first three because he had other people more talented than him to help out. But when he's directing, he cannot direct comedy. He's even worse at directing horror. And that's why I think Curse of Chucky is worse, because I mean, you think he's bad at comedy, he's worse at trying to be serious. And it's fucking... Curse is the most overrated of that group. Fucking overrated. I never understood why people love that film. If you like a chilly scene that goes on for 10 fucking minutes, if you like every death scene having terrible CGI attached to it, but the girl being electrocuted and there's some CGI, if you like out of the blue this lesbian subplot that went nowhere, that's just there for the shits and giggles. Oh, Brad Dourif's daughter is in a wheelchair. I don't give a fuck about Brad Dourif's daughter. I don't give a shit about her. I don't give a shit about her character. Do not give a fuck. Do not give a fuck. Do not give a fuck. Don't care. So, if you want to see this long ass chilly scene and boring ass trying to be steery and trying to make Chucky steery and failing, and more Brad Dourif getting older, so his voice is getting up there. You could hear it. And the doll doesn't look nearly as good as he does. He doesn't even look as good as he did in the Curse and Seed. I mean, the Bride and Seed movies. Like, Chucky just looked fake. Like, he looked much cheaper. The doll looked a lot cheaper in it. Didn't give a shit about the cast, the death scenes. No, don't... Fuck that movie. So, Child's Play 1, Child's Play 3, Child's Play 2, the remake, Bride, I guess Seed, Cult, and then Curse. Wait. Yeah, Curse. So, that's my list. I'm sticking to it. I know people disagree with me. That's fine. But that's just my opinion. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.